looks today is very
Moshatama.
Hey, how the landscape of media looks today is very different to 10 years ago. It's definitely on a digital landscape, and shaping the next chapter of radio and audio services is increasingly needing a lot of shape shifting, but most important, needs a discerning leadership, but also audiences are rapidly changing in which ways that they consume media. So that's some of the key subject matters that are being explored right here at the Radio Broadcasting Convention Africa 2025. We've been rehashing that particular theme because it's an important one. It's why we are here, from broadcast to podcast, the evolution of African radio. And right now we're going to be looking at things from maybe SADC perspective, maybe broaden things outside of the South African context. And joining us right now, we have Davis Kabuswe, who is the president of Sun Broadcasting Holdings, which is a broadcasting holding company based in Zambia. They've got many titles, including Sun TV, Sun Sports TV, Ad Central, Sun Records, and also Daily News. Of course, they also have that Konkola Radio. Thank you so much, Davis, for joining us on our outside broadcast here at the Wanderers Club. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Enjoying South Africa?
Thank you very much for having me. Definitely, I always enjoy this place.
Fantastic. Tell us a little bit about Sun Broadcasting Holdings, so we have a bit more of a context of what you guys do there in Zambia.
Right. So Sun Broadcasting Holdings is a conglomerate of media platforms. There's Sun FM. Sun FM is the one that gave birth to all the other platforms.
Okay.
That's Sun TV, which is a news and entertainment channel. And then we have Sun Sports TV, which is a sports channel dedicated purely to sports, a diverse sports disciplines. And also we have Konkola Radio, which is a local language radio station. Then we also have Ad Central, is an advertising agency. And then we also have Sun Records, because we promote Zambian music, and we are the hosts for the biggest music awards in the country called Kwacha Music Awards.
Oh, fantastic. We've heard of those actually on our program,
Yes. And so we are the pioneers of those. So because of that, we've been interacting with a lot of artists, so that's why we came up with the Sun Records.
Sure.
But also we also have a publishing company, because we have a lot of news content, so we don't want to throw away that news content. That's why we had to start
archiving
a newspaper.
Okay, cool.
To start a newspaper called Daily News.
Okay, let's talk a little bit about that portfolio. It's very broad, it's very diverse.
That's right.
Why that direction? Because I think there's a need to have that diversity. I'm sure it works for you in a changing digital landscape.
That's right. Because we believe in diversifying our portfolio, because when we started as a radio station, we realized that just running radio on its own was not sustainable. There are times when you go through a dry spell and, there's no business coming through, and especially during the COVID, I think that taught us a lot. And so we had to look at other ways of diversifying. What other ways can we, start generating income for the station? But then we became the first visual radio. We are actually a visual radio, the first visual radio in the country that is actually on TV.
Sure.
Yeah, so when we started the visual radio, we thought, why not just go into fully fledged TV? So then we started Sun TV, which is called Sun FM TV, because we converted all the programs on radio, we converted them to TV.
Okay.
And so people are able to watch whatever it is that we are running on radio, they're able to watch that on TV. Yeah, and then we realized that there was a gap in the sports discipline. We don't have a sports channel in Zambia, so we went into sports as well. That's how come we introduced Sun Sports TV.
Okay.
Yes, but due to the demand of the locals wanting a channel that they could relate to, we had to introduce a local radio station that is purely local languages. So that's how come we came about. We came up with Konkola Radio.
I'm glad that you speak about the business of things, because as you said in the beginning of your offering, you realized, okay, there's something that isn't really connecting when it comes to business, and maybe that is what people really forget about the radio medium, is that yes, it's there to inform the locals, it's there to entertain people, but it's also a business at its core. So let's speak about that a little bit. Radio as a business versus radio as a service. It's an important service to give to people that, is accessible and that people still need all across the African continent. But at its core, it's still a business. How do we sustain that model?
Yeah, so I've always encouraged my peers out there, that in as much as radio is a service, you have to treat it as a business. You have to run it as a business. And so if you run it as a business, you have to look at how do other businesses survive in their various jurisdictions, in their different business styles.
Yeah.
How do they survive? So then we have to look at radio as a business. And I've always encouraged even my peers out there that if you don't have an investment person advising you on how to invest whatever monies you make from your radio station, this is the time to start either outsource an investment expert or employ an investment expert if you're able to.
Sure.
And let them advise you on how to invest the money. If you're making $10 a day, out of that $10, $6, invest it. On a rainy day, that $6 is going to regenerate and it's going to sustain your radio.
Yeah.
And that is how you need to be thinking. Radio is a business. In as much as it is a service, it is a business.
Yeah.
And you have to look at it as such.
And I'm sure also when you look at the multi-platform nature of your corporation, it actually creates an environment where it's easy to adapt to new digital innovations. So for you, podcasting is not something unique because you've been podcasting, but maybe in a different format.
Yes.
So it's nothing new for you.
Yes, that's definitely. Yeah, so it's really nothing new, but we realize that also podcasting is one platform that has started giving a lot of monies to radio stations.
Sure.
Yeah.
And so even when we started the digital, the visual radio aspect of it, what we've been doing is that all those popular programs, we cut them and turn them into podcasts, and we throw them onto our channels,
Nice.
YouTube channels and Facebook and these other platforms, and also on our app. So
That's a
people-
new income generation
yes.
model. Yeah.
So people are able to follow their favorite programs, at whatever time in the comfort of their homes, and whether at workplace or anything, they don't have to worry about missing the breakfast show. They'll be able to catch it any other time. And then you have sponsors that come in,
Yeah.
because when they see that a certain program is commanding a huge viewership, they start coming and wanting to advertise. They want to buy it off, and they want to pay for that platform. So that is an additional income for the station. So it's working out very well, to go the podcasting route,
Yeah.
as a radio station, and also as TV, because we say that now TV is in the pocket,
Yeah.
because TV has to be on your phone.
Yeah.
People are watching TV on the phone.
Yeah.
They don't have to get home to go and watch
No,
TV.
not
They
at all.
watch on the phone.
Sure.
Yeah, via Facebook, YouTube, or any other platform that is available out there.
Fantastic. And I think that you belong in the panel that you're going to be speaking to.
Yes.
Just want to get your thoughts on what you think are going to be your key themes in the panel that's still coming up, which is a delivery of digital audio and radio services to consumers in Africa, current challenges and future opportunities. We're speaking to Davies Kabuswe, who's a president of Sun Broadcasting Holdings. We'll continue the conversation as we have some learnings from Zambia here as we broadcast from Johannesburg, South Africa. Do stay with us.
Broadcasting in 5 different languages.
Are you fluent in French, Chinyanja, Portuguese, and Kiswahili? Are you passionate about radio? And are you looking to work in South Africa? Do you have papers that qualify you to work in South Africa? In that case, we might have an opportunity for you to work for Channel Africa. Send us your CV and demo at newsroom@channelafrica.co.za. Remember, if you don't hear from us within 14 days, it means you have not made it or you have not been selected. Channel Africa, the African perspective. Benjamin Moshatama and Palesa on the move.
Certainly it is Channel Africa, giving you the African perspective. You're still listening to On the Move as we broadcast live from this Channel Africa, giving you the African perspective. You're still listening to On the Move as we broadcast live from this incredible place, the Radio Broadcasting Convention Africa 2025, under the theme From Broadcast to Podcast, the evolution of African radio. And we're still speaking to one of our guests who's also going to be a delegate for today's event. That is the president of the Sun Broadcasting Holdings, Davis Kabuswe, and chatting to us about the radio landscape, maybe not just in Zambia, but also here on the African continent at large. You're going to be part of a leaders panel as one of the leaders of broadcasting here on the African continent, and that panel is titled Delivery of Digital Audio and Radio Services to Consumers in Africa, speaking about the current challenges and future opportunities. So let's chat a little bit about that, right? Some of the challenges that you have had within Sun Broadcasting Holdings and within the Zambian landscape as well when it comes to offering these radio and other digital broadcasting services to your Zambian audiences.
Okay, so one of the biggest challenges that we have in delivering audio, digital audio content is that most Zambia is a young country in terms of population.
Yeah.
It's got a young population, but then it's made up of a lot of rural areas, and so the internet penetration in the rural areas is very low. As a country, I think we are sitting at around 33% of the internet penetration to the rest of the country. Sure. And because of that, you find that it's very difficult to get radio through digital means, because in the rural areas, they don't have internet. They have internet here and there because of the mobile phones that are now, almost everybody's got a cell phone. But who has got a smartphone? Because the small phones that they have in the rural areas do not have internet, and because of that, you can only deliver radio via the traditional means, and that is why radio remains radio. And that it cannot be replaced because of that. So the challenges that we have. The penetrability of internet into the rural areas. In the urban areas, we are okay. We are able to deliver audio content, digital content via phones, and we don't have to worry about whether people are listening in FM or any other platform, because we know that they've got their phones.
Sure.
And that's why we believe that taking it to the mobile platforms is the best way to go, because almost everyone is moving around with a phone, and you need to have an app, and then encourage people to also download your app. So the opportunities are there in growth. Okay. Yeah, we have got serious opportunities when it comes to growth, because almost everybody now is having a phone. So in terms of the reaching out to the masses out there, the growth rate, I think in Zambia is about, from the last stats we saw, is about 2.38%. Every year we are having that growth rate in terms of people accessing for mobile phones and
so
all
people
that.
are making that shift.
People are making that shift. So you can see that there is a great opportunity to reach out to the masses, and that's why even the big companies that want to advertise, they've seen that there's a positive trajectory towards a growth in terms of the reach out there. So those are the opportunities that we are looking at in Zambia.
With that being said, it seems like there's still opportunities when it comes to the traditional medium. It still seems like that medium on the African continent is still entrenched within our communities.
Yes. Yes, it is. And this is why I keep saying that radio will never be replaced. It will never. The conventional radio or the traditional radio would never be replaced, because in the villages out there, our countries, the urban areas are like 30%. The population in the rural areas is bigger. So you find almost at every village out there, people have got a small radio that they listen to, and they are just switching to now knowing that they can actually listen to the radio via the phone.
Yeah.
And also, it's the most free medium that they have access to. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Because in a household, you don't need to have everybody having a phone
Yes.
to listen to the radio. You just plug in one small little gadget and everybody's able to listen to the radio,
Yeah.
and you're able to spread the content.
Where do you think it's going? I mean, you're going to be speaking about the future of where this radio thing is going. What are your projections as someone who is invested in this? And I'm sure you're always thinking from an eagle's eye view, projecting into the future. You look like a visionary. You sound like a visionary with some of the work that you've done.
Okay, so what was your question again?
Where do you see the future?
So where do I see the future? The future is digital radio, obviously with visual radio, because nowadays people want to be seeing. They just don't want to listen.
Yeah.
So visual radio is actually the future. And that's why podcasting is doing very well. Because if you cannot go live throughout, you definitely have to create some form of a podcast, that people can watch.
Yeah.
And because people want to have that interaction with you, whether you're on radio or on TV, the podcasting is a way to go. So visual radio for us, we are the pioneers of visual radio back in Zambia. And if you download our app, you'll be able to watch our channel.
Well, actually, speaking about visual radio, I'll show you now. We're also live on our own visual radio on our YouTube channel and on our Facebook. We're streaming live. You can also catch us and see this conversation at Channel Africa 1 is where you can find us on YouTube, and on Facebook we are also Channel Africa. So you engage with us on all levels when it comes to us broadcasting to you and disseminating the information for the day. But thank you so much. I'm sure you're looking forward to your own panel discussion.
That's right.
But moreover, what are you also looking forward to connecting, networking with on the African continent in this beautiful space like this that brings people from different parts of the continent who are invested in audio broadcasting?
I love the networking. I'm always attending these conferences because I pick up a lot of ideas.
Okay.
I meet a lot of people. I do business with a lot of people. I've met a lot of entrepreneurs here, and we are being supported by one of the big institutions around that I met at this such type of a conference.
Oh, fantastic!
So I'm always attending these conferences and participating because of the networking that they say that your network is your net worth.
Absolutely.
So you want to meet a lot of people and get to learn from them.
Sure.
What is it that they're doing that you're not doing, and that makes you a better a broadcaster.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much. It's always a pleasure. It's a pleasure, in fact, to speak to you today to speak about not just the panel discussion you'll be a part of, but to really look at what's going on in the broadcasting and audio landscape. We're all invested in our own way, so it's important that we come in and have a conversation like this. Thank you for your time.
Thank you for having me.
That is Davis Kabuswe, president of Sun Broadcasting Holdings, which is a broadcasting holding company based in Zambia, chatting to us about some of the conversations he'll be having today at this amazing convention, but also to speak about the challenges and the future of radio on the African continent. From broadcast to podcast, the evolution of African radio is the theme of the day right here at the Radio Broadcasting Convention Africa 2025. It's 10:30 Central Africa time. Let's go back to our SABC studios to get